Hey guys, so it's me, Nikki, your girl, and we are gonna talk about my favorite person, Graham Plattner. Huh? So he was accused of rape, and that's not funny. And there's nothing funny about it at all. And the accusation is credible. Why is it credible? Because immediately after it happened, she told her therapist about it. So there are copious, detailed notes. Um, The other reason is because when she was retelling the story, she remembers that an antique sewing kit got knocked onto the floor and she remembered seeing all the little sewing needles everywhere. That's important because that's a very specific thing to remember. And it's, she probably was starting to dissociate a little bit to protect herself from the carnage that was happening to her and just kind of focused on that. And I'm sure it had some sentimental or financial worth to her or both. But the fact that she was focusing on that and she remembers that detail is, I mean, that's not something you just pluck out of thin air. You don't just pluck that. Just, oh, and by the way, he knocked over an antique sewing kit. How many of us have fucking antique sewing kits? So her accusation is credible, and I believe her. And why wouldn't I? Because everything that has come out about Graham Plattner has been no bueno. Hmm? Let's go through the list, shall we, right? He was sexting dozens of women while married, and even though she's a good Gilead wife and she's forgiven him and they've moved on, that still says to me he's a liar and a phony and a player because you were sexting dozens of women and then lying straight to your wife's face every day so convincingly that she didn't even think you were up to anything. I mean, you're a duplicitous scumbag, right? If you can do that. I'm not forgiving my husband if he's sexting dozens of other women. No, I watched Snapped. You know what I'm saying? There will be no forgiveness. But worse than that is he had a Nazi tattoo. I didn't know it was a Nazi tattoo. He knew it was a Nazi tattoo. And that's because he worked for Blackwater.